Alright, let's try this. What's goody, everyone? We're here today for the Advanced Steven Guide. Today I'm just gonna kind of describe Steven's playstyle, at least in my opinion, to you guys. Go over overall movement techniques that you can be using with him. How to sort of get in, how to space out your opponent, condition them to do certain things. Over his move set, how you should be using certain moves, when to use what. A couple bread and butters and some combos I like to look for and go for, and other theory crafting that I've been sort of doing with him. This video is gonna more be in a perspective of 1v1, just because that's what I play more, over 2s. However, most of this can be applied to 2s with a restraint of the full sending yourself, because I will say Steven's overall playstyle, he's a type of character that needs to get in to really do damage. He doesn't, unlike all the other supports in the game where they could do a lot of damage from distance, Steven is not like that. He likes to really get up inside your face and just kind of combo you in different ways. He has several different ways that he can open up, engage, bunch of different movement techniques, and his ability to control space with his shields and force opponents to play in certain ways, situations, it's incredible, and it's something that no other character can really do. I think I want to break down Steven's moveset and how I look at each move and situations that I use each move to start. Or actually, let's start with movement. Overall, we're gonna start with movement. Movement with Steven, I think, is probably the most important thing. I think the better your fundamental movement is in this game, the better success you'll find with Steven, just because you have to switch it up and you have to be able to go at different paces and tempos in order to hit your opponent. If you just want to shield surf into them every single time and you go at this exact same slow falling angle where you double jump and just fall at them, they're gonna start predicting it, they're gonna start reading it. So you gotta figure out ways to switch it up, use all of his moves to extend combos, look for things, use the shields to take up space, things of that nature. Another technique that I feel a lot of people aren't doing with him is that recovery. It's just simply off of the dodge jump. You really just need to be dodge jumping a lot with Steven. Steven's one of the fastest characters in the game. I believe he is the fastest support. So when you're recovering, you can use that to your advantage and get to places a little bit quicker than other people can. I'm getting ahead of myself. On stage movement. What I like to show you guys right here is this M that I'm basically repeating with Steven. This M, you can abuse it and time it in different ways to get different lengths and different distances, and that's how you want to be mixing up your movement with Steven, because you're still going at max velocity, but notice how I'm ending up in different places. There I reach the edge of the stage. If I want to do a short one, that's pretty easy. If I want to do a farther one, it's a little more difficult. And the way that I'm doing this is by dodge jumping to start it off. So you want to start off with just a roll jump. You can honestly do a lot of roll jumps just to get in, to save your jumps, but this is for like to kind of close in massive gaps that people will have with you. It's just a roll jump, fast fall, jump again. And that's how I create that M. And mixing up the timing with the M with things like up special, neutral specials, and even just his shield is what really creates my overall game tempo and pace that I use to condition opponents and then eventually later punish opponents. Next up, I kind of want to go into his move set. We're going to start off with his special moves, because I feel like you need to know how all of them work really, besides neutral special, in order to effectively use his main kit, like all of his normals. So to start off, we have neutral special. This is Rose Bomb. Most people have seen some of the things you can do with Rose Bomb. However, I'd like to show you guys kind of different ways to look at it. A lot of people, at least in ones specifically, a lot of people will try to use it on their watermelon or whatever to try to take out for a kill. But I really like to use Rose just to get the space control, or when I'm losing space, say I'm back here in the corner and I want to take over center stage again, I'm just throwing Rose in center, and then I can then use that to regain all the space and all the territory that I've lost before. Steven does a very good job at gaining space control and using his movement in order to get where he wants to go. I would keep in mind that Rose Bomb is a very efficient tool to just kind of keep people off you during a certain period of time and throw that into spaces where people are setting up. Next up we have side special. A lot of people sort of just kind of throw out side special, and I feel like they don't look for a lot of things off of it. I'm going to throw on instant cooldowns just so you guys can, so it's a little easier, but you really need to look for your shield combos when you throw this side special shield up. It's too easy to not go for. And personally, I'm a fan of running bounce bubble over green thumb. It's just, it allows for so much easier shield combos and a lot more potential that you could have, in my opinion. I don't think Watermelon Steven needs a buff. I think he's fine the way he is. But really try to be precise with your shield placements with side special. I see a lot of Stevens just try to use it just kind of to stop another projectile when, like, you could just dodge it, or you could just like reposition instead of wasting one of your biggest cooldowns, because this moves on like a 13-second cooldown. It's pretty long, and you do not, like, this is not an actual potential thing that you can do. With instant cooldowns, that thing is down for a very long time. So, and you only get so many wall bounces off of it before it's even gone. So you really need to make the most of it. A lot of people use it to set up the house. This is a perfectly fine system to do if you need to get Watermelon Steven out, or if you just need some time to get away from your opponent. But besides that, I really like to look for it over ledge. If you can get this exact position where people are clanking their head while recovering, it forces them to then make a different option of going out, and you can then read them as they're going over. Doing something like this too, where you're setting that up. If that's a little closer and I have the wall here, then I'm just standing here waiting for them to try to get in. If they go down, I'm naring them, and then they're going into the shield for a combo. Things like that you really need to try to look and set up. But now I think the two most important specials that you have to have a mastery over, Rose Bomb and side special, you can get away with kind of throwing those out when you need to. I don't always use them in the most optimal way. But up B and down B, you guys really need to get a mastery over. Up B allows Steven to create a shield. He can create up to 2 of them before they start disappearing. Then he's able to use the move again. Really get used to this, placing the shield up and jumping on top of it, because this allows you to just gain all of your resources back. You're able to move, reposition yourself in so many different places when you're recovering. My favorite thing to do is dodge jump, land on shield. Now I have all my options again, and then I can decide just where I want to go. Do I want to get higher above my opponent? Do I need another reset where I can throw out my side shield? Boom, now I have all my options again. There's so much that you can do with it. It's just, you really need to, like, get used to how quickly it comes out, get used to the hitboxes. It's also Steven's probably Steven's best kill move. If I get Shaggy to a little more percent here, send him up. There are 2 different hitboxes on it. One's kind of the side hitbox. See if I can get that one first. Yeah, that's the side hitbox, not really sending up too fast. So, but that is the sweet spot on it. That one that just launches it up and has all that immediate instant knockback, that's the one you want to be looking for. A good follow-up that you can do is up air and up B at lower percents. But we'll get more into that with combos. I just need you guys to really think about shield placement as you're playing and as you're recovering. Always using kind of like this is 90% of my Steven recoveries, is a jump out, place a shield, land on it, reposition, and go. Next up, down special. I see a lot of people underutilizing this move. I particularly was really bad with this until I saw some other Stevens kind of utilize it in a better way. But you really want to get used to the different versions of down special that you can do. If you guys see there, I'm doing a slow fall on that one. That's because I'm holding jump as I input down special, and that's causing me to glide in the air, because Steven is using Steven's glide to just sort of glide with down special. With that, you can get a lot of follow-ups such as dare and other things. I do a lot of down special to fair as well at higher percents. And then the other variation that I love to do with down special is fast fall down B. So you want to be fast falling before you input the down B. Right there, I didn't do it. Fast falling and then input it. And this will allow Steven to just zoom to the ground. And at the second Steven hits the ground, you can cancel this move. So you can just, if you really wanted to, being able to do that on command is very important. And honestly, shield is such a good way, like shield surf is such a good way to engage, such a good combo tool. If you're not able to use this the exact way you want in a situation when you need to, you're gonna miss out on a lot of opportunities that Steven can easily be confirming off of. Being able to shield surf and already play shields to get people to do combo such as that, like it's too easy not to do. You need to really just get in the lab and practice the different shield timings. Going down, you can also turn it around on landing to mix up. People are not ready for that at all. If I'm like going over this Shaggy and I just turn like that, he's always gonna end up behind me too. So know that for your combos. If I do a cross up on Shaggy here and on the other side of him, I'm missing it now, but see, even I haven't perfected down shield. The potential for this move is out of this world. You guys really need to practice this. All I'm doing here is just dodge canceling it as I'm landing on the ground. So that's it for Steven's specials. They all kind of lead into his normal kit, which I'll now get into. His jab is a pretty good tool, pretty good 3-hit combo. You can't normally cancel it with jump. However, after the second jab, if you go for his side, if you go for his, I guess his neutral, if you go for this move instead, and then jump, you can cancel it. This is me without going for that jab. This is me foregoing, or this is me with the cancel. Without the cancel, hold on. Without the cancel, with. Nope, with. So, as you guys could probably then see, if you can cancel jab and it actually be a true combo, the world is your oyster with Steven. Then at that point, you can do landing dare in a jab. Hold on, I didn't get it. In a jab. You can also cancel the second jab with a rose bomb. So that's another way that you can extend some combos if you kind of have them at a decent percent. That's just some of the things you can do with jab. The final hit of jab is a pretty good ender. I wouldn't stow away from it. I do use it at times. Actually, what's the combo that I always use it as an ender? I think it's this one. I'll do that. Yeah. All right, we'll get into that. We'll get into combos. So next move, I already sort of talked about it, is this move. Wow, I'm just now noticing that I completely forgot to talk about the Rose debuff when I was talking about Rose Bomb. See, there are so many things with Steven that you can do. You can honestly, like, easily miss out on a bunch. But here, let me talk about the Rose debuff. This move is really just good to apply the Rose debuff. You can charge it up, but it doesn't really do too much damage. I've never gotten a kill with it. I don't even know what percent it kills at. Definitely later than 100. Yeah, so it's not really a kill move. It's more so just to apply Rose. I would suggest you guys. I would suggest you guys practice that cancel, because using that move with the jab cancel is very important in order to get a lot of damage extensions on your combos. But then going into his other grounded moves, he has up tilt. Up tilt is insane. It's a great anti-air, comes out super quick. You could charge it up too for a read, and this one will kill. The other one won't. That will kill, and I have gotten kills charging that up before, so I would look out for that sometimes. For if you get a good mix-up where you know somebody's gonna jump in on you, nice little read on them. Same with down special. down normal. His down attack's very good on the ground. It may not seem like it, and I really didn't like it off rip, but on hit you can dodge out of it, which allows you to get things like that. And when you have shields on the ground, it's a very good combo extension tool in order to stop attack decay. Because attack decay is a very real thing with Steven. It's very hard to not just hit the same moves on people. Like if you're going for one of his most optimal combos, Dare is immediately on decay. So you really want to be able to use all of his moves to kind of switch up decay, and knowing ways that this can always just lead into some side spikes like that, allow you to continue combos. Even here, if you're underneath, it'll bounce them up. You really just want to look out for that, so that way it could be another move that you could throw out when you need it. It also breaks armor, but I don't ever really get armor breaks with this. It's a little too hard to pull off against most of the armor moves, except for Wonder Woman's jumping in. Besides that, next up, Steven's moves in the air. You got Nair. Nair, you have to get a mastery of Nair as well. This move comes out super quick if you just jump and press the button, but you can also charge it up and do a lot more damage with it. But how much is the max charge? Like 14, 15. It's a lot of damage for that. And being able to clip people with it too. Not really fully engaging, but spacing out range with it. You're able to hit a lot of people with that move. It's alright for combo extensions, but I wouldn't always look to it. It used to be really good, but then they nerfed the launch hitbox on it, so now it doesn't always combo. Next move, we got Fair. Fair is really important. There are two things you should always be doing when you are using this move. One is space properly. If you're going to be using Fair, use it at max range. Don't send yourself all the way in there just to get hit when you don't really need to. Second thing, I guess there are three things you should always be doing. Land cancel if you're doing it on the ground. This will allow you to then throw out any other move after you do it. It's not as fast as it was before. It used to be a little faster, but it still works, and you can still land cancel moves. Oh yeah, you land cancel on hit, not on whiff. And then next move, or next thing that you should be doing with Fair is if you are landing it in the air. You see how I turn Steven around there, so I drift with him. If I don't turn him around, he just does that. It's kind of on instinct now for me to turn him around, so that way I drift with, because that doesn't really provide the spacing that I want. A lot of the times I'm trying to be up in their face, so you can hit the move, turn with it, and then keep going. Next thing I want to get to, this video is already looking a little longer than I wanted it to be. Down air. Now a lot of people are asking me how I'm doing this with down air. It's very, very simple. Down air is also like one of Steven's best combo moves. Combos into a lot. You don't really always want to throw it out. That's when like you have a conditioned read on your opponent. You send out the down air and you start your massive combo string. But in order to get the down air cancel that everybody's been waiting for, all you do is bubble in between. Like his neutral shield. I told you guys this move has a lot of potential. As Steven, you guys see with the spike, he throws his hands in between his legs. The second you see his hands in between his legs, shield. And then set on another one. You can do this up to 3 times because you have 2 dodges in the air. This move also works with up air. That same exact tech. Up air is another move people need to not sleep on. It has a sweet spot. Very good at the top. Very good tipper. But even besides that, the other hitbox for it is good as well. Don't be afraid to, if you're trying to shark people, use that tech in order to just send out a bunch of up airs. You could also do it with up tilt. I don't know if I've shown that off at all this video. Up tilt. Bubble cancels. A lot that you can do with it. I believe that is it for his moveset. So a couple bread and butters that I really want to show you guys with that air tech. You really just wanna look for the double dares and the jabs. That's what I like to do. You can get that most of the time off of shield surf. It may not be true, but most of the time you're gonna catch the opponent on their dodge anyway. Other things I would overall look for is your shield combos. You really need to get the most out of your shield combos with Steven, because it'll turn a simple 3-hit into a 6-hit, which almost doubles the damage you're getting for a combo. If I go for Dare, Nair, up tilt, which is very easy bread and butter for Steven, or Dare, Jab, up tilt right there, the combo's over after the up tilt. But if there's shield there, you do a lot more damage from it. I know that was a really bad example. I don't know what I'm doing right now in terms of these combos, but we're not going to talk about it. It's fine. It's fine. Haven't played all weekend. Last couple of things of tech that I want to show you guys. Other things you could do with the shield. You could stand on top of people after a dare to continuously get collateral damage, because Steven's shield is considered a wall. So being able to do things like that and have it all be true is insane potential for combos. I've yet to really hit too many of these online, but I mean, I saw Light was pulling it off in grands at least once, so it's definitely potential that you can definitely hit it. Besides that, I want to show you guys, or I think we're going to talk about Besides that, I think we're going to talk about perk selection overall with Steven. I never used Watermelon. I never liked it when I tried it, and I've always been a fan of Shield. So personally, just go Shield. Don't even question it. Triple Jump is the only perk I will say you should always have on Steven. Because he is more so a vertical character than a horizontal, I don't care what it says on the game. You are getting at least 75% of your kills with up specials, so... or Rose Bomb, which sends upwards. So use Triple Jump. It'll help you secure more of those kills. It'll help you chase down more of those kills, or just get more damage overall, as well as recover. If your teammates will want to stack it, that's also dope. Besides that, Aerial Acrobat I like to use a lot, because Steven has such a high movement speed already, and you're in the air a lot with him. Aerial Acrobat just makes him look insanely fast, and you are really hard to keep up with. You're able to chase down a lot with that. But if I don't use that, sometimes I'll take that if I feel I need my cooldowns back, because Rose is considered a debuff. You are actually getting your cooldowns back with I'll take that whenever you have some Rose on someone. So keep that in mind. It's a very good selection in terms of cooldown. Other than that, I like collateral damage, just because obviously you're doing a lot of shield combos, as well as that one bubble combo I showed you guys without collat. Let's see how much it does. So 2 dares and a hold, 22 with collat. 29. Collat is the wave. Besides that, I think the only other perk that I like to use is Armor Crush against Superman at times, if I feel it's necessary, although I've been straying away from it as of recent. Sometimes I'll maybe go I dodge, you dodge, but not always. And I like Trig as well at times, depending on the matchup. Last thing that I kind of want to just throw out there, anybody who is willing to take the task of playing with Special Stick may want to know about this. So before, when I was showing you guys that you can dodge cancel this move, this is something that I found while messing with Special Stick. Not very good at it yet, but you can basically really quickly zoom around throwing out that move. I just want you guys to keep that in mind, because on hit that move cancels like crazy. So keep that in mind when you guys are theory crafting. Also, it gives you very easy access to his 2 best moves, in my opinion, if you use Special Stick. So I actually don't think Special Stick on Steven is that bad. It just takes a certain type of individual who can input all of his moves. I personally don't like it, because then I can't do like sitting nairs. I guess I did there, but I don't even know how. But yeah, I guess I sort of can, but I need my C-stick. But anyway, that's going to wrap up the Steven guide for you guys. This video was way too long. I knew this was going to happen. However, I just wanted to get that information out to you guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know who I should do next. There will be plenty more guides coming in the future and more guides on Steven once I discover more things and get more things honed down. And also kind of have a better feel overall on things. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Guys, enjoy.